So, Doc Sir, sabi ng World Bank, upper middle income status na raw ang Pilipinas. After 40 years, may drama pa silang ganun,
Yeah.
di ba? So, ang tanong dyan, bakit parang hindi naman ramdam ng ordinaryong pamilyang Pilipino yun, lalong-lalo na sa grocery tsaka sa palengke? At ano ba talaga ibig sabihin ng status na yun?
Very good, no? Kasi marami ring nagtatanong about it, no? And yun, yung sinasabi ng ating economic managers pagdating sa ganyan, ano, it's really a good signal. Okay? All told, no, yung merong ano yan eh, may threshold kasi na mamimit yan eh. And for the longest time, we mentioned, no, 40 years, hindi natin na-breach yung threshold na yan. Ano,
Tapos
when it
parang
comes
ngayon
to-
lang talaga siya lumagpas.
Yes, after 40 years na na-meet natin yung ano na, yung tinatawag na gross national income threshold na yan.
Na
Ano?
4,600 something dollars, diba? Parang ganun.
Yes, no? And if I may refer to my notes, no?
Go ahead.
Just to be more precise, no? We managed to get $4,850 per capita of GNI, okay? And yung explanatory notes, no, ng DepDev, okay, yung upper middle income na range na yan, ano, would be from 4,636 to 14,375. So, nakaano tayo doon, no? Nakalagpas tayo doon. Now, about yung point ko nga, no, when I made that post, which I did not really intend, no, to
To go, to
get that
as
many,
much attention as it
oo.
did. Oo.
But I was just speaking sedately as an economist. That while this, of course, no, carries meaning, carries weight, okay, we have to be mindful, no, of what it will also entail on our part. Kasi it's like graduating into adulthood.
And ang tanong, ready ba tayo mag-graduate? Diba?
Yun yung tanong dyan, ano? Oh, because there will be expectations, there will be you know, responsibilities that go with it eh. Kaya parang ano, no, like in my case, 'di ba, from academia, no, kung nakagraduate ka na, you earn your degree, no, you have a master's, you have your PhD or what, kaya mo bang pangatawanan, no?
Na may PhD na nakakabit sa pangalan
Meron
mo.
ka ng kakabit eh.
Correct,
Diba? So that remains a challenge for us. Now yung question mo, no, bakit hindi nga ba to
Ramdam.
nararamdaman ng ordinaryong tao? Precisely because, no, mathematically speaking, it's a simple average. Okay? And factoring into this average, no, yung mga kinikita ng mga malalaking negosyo, mga conglomerates,
Hindi kaya sila yung
mga
bubuhat
bilyonaryo.
niyan more than anything else?
Probably, no, because they do have ano, no, lot of income, 'di ba?
Correct.
And also yung mga OFW kasi
Kasi
GNI yan.
kasama
Eh.
yun.
Now, it does not necessarily mean na yung income na yon generated here in the local economy. Now, yung the fact that this is an average, no, yun nga, it's one number, you do not really see kung ano yung distribution yan.
Correct.
And the government itself acknowledges that there remain income disparities, no, dito sa bansa
In
natin.
fact, yung guest that we had prior
Yeah.
said, si Kong Eli,
Yes,
Fernando, ang sinabi niya, hindi daw dapat proud yung gobyerno dun sa income status na yan. And I'm sure you have your own opinion about that. Pero yung sinabi lang niya, hindi daw dapat proud kasi it just shows the income disparity that we have here in the Philippines, na he feels that the rich are getting richer while the poor are getting poorer. So what's your take on that? Na parang, kumbaga, dapat ba talaga ika-proud natin yung ganyan? At yung pag-graduation na to ba ay talagang magandang bagay para sa Pilipinas?
Well, for me, as an economist, no, I think it does serve a good signal also. Okay?
A signal for who?
A signal to the world, to everyone, ano, na we're able to reach this status, no, and it took us a while to do it. Na merong ano, no, potential, no, tong bansang to, no, na yun nga, while we do have all of these, you know, disparities, no, but it signals to the rest of the world, no, that yun nga, no, yung ating creditworthiness, no, yung ating potential for being an investment destination, all of these things. No?
Do you think it will translate to more investments?
That I do not know yet, no, to be perfectly candid. Kasi hindi naman automatic.
Na porket
Yan.
naabot mo yan, yung mga ibang bansa gusto na magnegosyo
But it
dito.
does send a good signal. Okay? But what we do with it, no, para pangatawanan yun.
Like what you said earlier, pag may PhD ka, ano yung ginagawa mo para pangatawan yung PhD mo?
Yes,
Parang
because you
ganon.
cannot just rest on your laurels.
Exactly.
Na yung may mga ano, no, mga nakaabot ng mataas na antas, no, ng pinag-aralan, no, ng PhD or JD or what, no. But they still continuously improve themselves, study. Now, ganun din with us, no. We have a lot of things to work on. And as mentioned, no, yung kailangan natin gawin really, no.
Ito yung mga kailangan natin going to take advantage of the upgrade.
Yes, no.
Okay,
And in order for us na mapangatawanan 'yan, reforms still need to be done. Okay? And yung ano na yan, ano, really it all boils down to one word, no. Productivity, which
Okay.
translates to competitiveness, no. Kasi we are also being ranked against other countries, no, when
Oo.
it comes to
And ang dami
competitiveness.
sa kanila within our area na sobrang talagang ang laki ng progress. Vietnam, diba?
Yes, no?
Malaysia.
Oo.
Kasi talagang...
Kasi good that to point out, no? Vietnam kasi naunahan na tayo,
Oo,
eh.
grabe yung...
They were-
Tsaka yung,
Oo.
yung mga kakilala kong negosyante, na from dapat mag-invest sa Pilipinas, or some of them even have business here in the Philippines, just move to Vietnam to pursue there yung mga aspirations nila kasi mas okay daw magnegosyo doon eh.
Yes, no, kasi yung ayaw talaga ng negosyante, no, and you being a businessman yourself, no.
Correct.
Ayaw nyo nung malabo, ayaw nyo nung
Which is the Philippines.
ambiguity, yung flippy-flop,
Correct.
yung uncertainty, no.
Which we have a lot of, sadly.
Yun yung ano nila, no. Kaya yun, no, on top of it, no, yung business costs, etc., no. Kaya yun nga, I was listening to, although this is a controversial take, no, meron narinig ko sa, I think it was Billionaire News, no, that they invited someone, no, representing business, the business sector, na let's make corruption predictable.
Oh?
Yun yung sabi niya, no, na if it were to be a cost, we could factor that in, make it predictable. Okay? Now, I'm not saying, no, na maganda yung corruption. Okay, but yun yung really yung tendency talaga, no, ng investor, ng businessman, na maging predictable, stable yung environment na gagalawan niya. Kasi hindi lang naman yan short term, long term yung ano mo eh, pamumuhunan
Yung goal
mo
natin,
eh.
oo.
Oo, no? You want it to be a going concern, sustainable. Okay, that's why they look at those things, no? Yung cost of doing business, okay, yung syempre, no, governance, corruption, quality of infrastructure. These are major determinants, no, of yung tinatawag nating competitiveness na yan, ano?
So, yan yung mga bagay na kailangan ma-address ng gobyerno if we want to capitalize on the income, upper middle income status upgrade.
Na matagal na dapat na ginagawa, no? Economists have long been saying that, you know, we have to really focus more on the basics. Kasi tahi-tahi yan eh. Diba? Food security, tahi-tahi yan. Ano? Yung agricultural productivity mo because it's a lagging sector. Okay? Meron yung connection sa kabataan, sa mga nag-aaral, sa
Education.
edukasyon. Kasi how can you expect someone na mahirap, no?
Exactly. And lalo na
makapag-
ngayon with the age of AI, no, which is so disruptive when it comes to education.
Yeah. Oo, may ganyan pa, no? Eh, but, you know, who has access to it? Sino ba nakaintindi niya, no?
Correct. And how do they maximize it if ever they get their hands on it?
Yeah, kaya mga tahi-tahi yan eh. Yung food security mo, hunger, malnutrition, stunting, yung mga ganyan. Kasi merong lifelong impairment na pwedeng mangyari, no? If you start out in life, malnourished ka, you're, you know, born in impoverished conditions.
And how you're able to break out of that.
Yes, because yung long-term trajectory mo, income-wise, productivity-wise, no? Kaya yun, no, yung basic sectors na yun eh. Food, health, and education, no? Yung really the three
Things na importante.
things na important para sa average na tao.
Now, having said that, the president has 2 years left. Diba? 2 taon na lang kasi magsusona na nga siya this time around eh. So, yung question is, may magagawa pa ba siya within the last 2 years para iparamdam sa mga tao itong upper middle income status? Kasi sinabi ni Executive Recto na, ES Recto na kumbaga there's much to be done para maramdaman ng average Filipino. So, credit to them, at least sinasabi nila. They're admitting na marami pang kailangan gawin. Ang tanong is, ano yung pwede nilang gawin within the next 2 years para maramdaman to?
Oh yes, so, in all fairness to them, no, they do communicate that openly, which is good. Okay. And I think realistically, no, we have to temper our expectations. No, what can be done in 2 years, diba? But I think yung mga probably no things that we need to prioritize, no, would be yung really getting infrastructure going again kasi naantala yan because of that corruption scandal, and really creating high quality jobs. No? Kasi yung job ang kailangan ng tao para kumita.
Yun yung mararamdaman.
And doon mo mararamdaman because the reason why not many feel it kasi in order for you to be a beneficiary of growth, you also have to be a participant.
Correct. You have to, in short, you have to earn.
Oo, kasi yun nga, di ba? That's basic economics, circular flow diagram, di ba?
Correct.
No, kung meron kang inaambag, no, naturally you're also rewarded with income, no, na panggastos mo, di ba? Now, what can be realistically done, no? 2028 no, 2 years. Realistically, I think yung inflation management, because that is a major concern right now. Thankfully, no, latest news that came out, inflation seems to be on a downtrend. We peaked in May.
Buti naman kasi sobrang taas na ng bilihin ngayon.
Yes, no. We peaked somewhere, I think in April, no, 7.2, and then it became 6.8 in May, and then June 6.4.
So, dahan-dahan naman siya bumababa.
Dahan-dahan, but it's still elevated. Yun yung sinasabi. But that is yung main concern, okay? Now, yung central bank can only do so much, no? It says it has room to do more hikes, okay? But yun nga, calibrated yun. They cannot overdo it and risk having us fall into a recession, no? Kasi yung problem naman talaga supply side eh.
Correct.
External labas yun eh. Kaya they'll be able to have room to do intervention yung sa rate hike na yan, no? Provided the other side, no, yung fiscal naman, yung government also addresses supply side problems, fiscal
exactly.
issues. And also budget transparency, I think that's also one important thing, no, that can be improved in 2 years, no? But
How do you think they can improve budget? Kasi sinasabi nila, at least sinasabi ni Senwin, yung budget daw this year is one of the most transparent budgets that we already have. Coming from last year's, ano yung sinabi nila? The worst budget ever made. Ano yung mga sa tingin mong kailangan gawin ng gobyerno para maging mas transparent pa yung budget process natin?
ang maganda dyan kasi, no, they have this what you call, no, Public Financial Management Reforms Roadmap and the real-time spending tracker. Meaning to say, di ba, yung corruption is a systemic problem.
Yes.
You deal with it as a systemically, yes, that's correct. No? So it requires systemic solutions also, no? Kaya yung mga ganyan, di ba? They rely on real-time spending, may tracker na yan, ano? And for you to be able to pinpoint, no? Saan yung merong anomalya.
Yung na-implement na ba yan o i-implement pa lang?
Well, meron silang no, based on what I read, no, meron silang ganun, okay, na recently lang na launch, okay. Now, that's a good thing, no, and it's doable in 2 years. No? But what we cannot really, I think, to my mind, no, do in 2 years, no, yung what we again need to temper our expectations, no. Yung transition kasi nung country natin, it might lose certain international development grants, as I mentioned in that post
Yes.
that I made, no? Okay? Because of this new status, okay? And the private sector investments would have to scale rapidly to fill this gap. Now, this scaling up would take time.
When you say private sector, kailangan yung mga negosyo mismo yung magpuno ng mga kulang na yan.
Yes. private sector natin.
Okay, tayo, negosyante na naman.
And yung middle class, okay, secure middle class, okay, yung having to move families no from precarious employment as mentioned here in my notes into a financially resilient tax-paying middle class, it will take time. We cannot do that in 2 years.
Yeah. When you say it will take time, how long do you think that time?
Decades.
Decades. So it took us 40 years to get here. It will take us probably another 40 years to feel the effect. Di naman siguro.
It's not far-fetched.
Wow.
Yeah, but yun nga, these things take time. Things that are worthwhile take time.
Correct. Di
To
naman
bear
madali
fruit,
yung mga
oo.
ganyan. Oo.
But we should have started
Long time ago.
Oo. Now, yun yung ano dyan, question, bakit hindi natin mahaba pa usapan natin.
Okay, so speaking of that, some analysts naman are saying na yung income status na to is where the countries get stuck. Kasi we no longer can rely on cheap labor. I'm not sure if that's correct, but at the same time daw, we don't have access right now, at least right now, to high technology and high tech manufacturing capabilities. So, ito ba yung case for the Philippines? Na pwede tayong ma-stuck in this limbo na natanggal na sa atin yung benefits of being a lower income or ano man yung income status natin before. And ngayon, kaya ba natin pangatawan tong bago nating income upgrade?
Well, you know,
Status upgrade?
it's not totally far-fetched, I think, no? Na we have to take that as a warning, no? That we might precisely fall into this trap. That's why we need to do reforms, no? Napangatawan na natin tong status na to and
Correct.
be more serious in undertaking all of these reforms, no? Kasi yun, no, yung you mentioned ano, yung technology, no? Ang difference kasi natin with other countries that have more should I say no robust yung kanilang
Tech
economic structure because yun nga they were able to industrialize. Yung atin, yung weak yung manufacturing natin.
Yung sinabi nila na consumption market ng Pilipinas, it's not just for your average product. Eh. Even for digital, we're a consumption market. For example, magaling tayo gumamit ng social media. Magaling tayo gumamit ng, malakas tayo manood ng YouTube, pero meron ba tayong sarili nating YouTube? Meron ba tayong sarili nating Facebook? Meron ba tayong nagawang major digital companies that kumbaga can bring in that level of attention and economic activity dito sa Pilipinas? Diba?
Precisely.
Ang nangyayari, yung mga big names ng digital companies here in the Philippines, they're all outside going here.
Yeah. You know, you're 100% correct there, no? Kasi yung atin kasi, no, yung imbalances when it comes to our economic structure. Okay? Yung agri, that's a basic sector, it's lagging behind. But it ought to really serve as the backbone of your economy. Na feeder yan ng industry
Food security nga, mandami nating issues.
Marami tayong issues dyan, no? When hindi naman dapat because, marami naman tayong
naturally resource-rich country.
That's correct, no? But mismanaged pretty much, no?
Hindi ka ba na? Pareho tayong galing sa kailangan magka-batch tayo. At wala to sa mga inano ko. Pero hindi ka ba nasa-stress? Ako sobrang na ako stress, bro, kasi 43 na tayo, di ba?
Yeah.
We're thereabouts the same age, di ba? So parang nakita natin, marami na rin tayong nakita.
I'm turning 44 this month.
Ako din pala. July 21 ako. Pareho na tayo 44.
1 week apart. Ako 28.
Advance happy birthday.
Advance happy birthday.
Pero imagine mo yun, bro. Ang dami na nating nakita. Tayo na yung titos ngayon di ba?
Yes.
From dati na marami tayong tinatawag na tito. And ang dami na rin natin nakita. Sobrang nakaka-frustrate tsaka nakaka-stress. Ikaw bilang economist, hindi ka ba naaasar na after all this time, nandito pa rin tayo?
Well,
What gives you optimism? Siguro, yun din yung kasunod.
we have to, I think, yun nga, ako as an economist, no, I cannot be emotional.
Buti ka pa. Ako, naasar na ako
yung data, syempre, because it's a lived experience.
Correct.
But you have to balance these things, no, na there are good things, you have to acknowledge them.
Yes.
There are, of course, many bad things, and we experience that, no? But, you mentioned being batchmates, being, yung naturo sa atin, di ba? Yung love for country, di ba? Na who's going to fight for it.
Exactly.
So, I think for that very simple reason na, deeply ingrained in our person in our childhood pa lang, 'di ba? Yun yung inaano sa atin that
Prep pa lang.
wala namang magmamahal ng bansa to
Hindi tayo lang din. Oo,
kasi
nga naman.
warts and all, 'di ba? That's what I tell my students you can go live a more comfortable life, more lucrative yung nyo, but you will be second class citizens.
Forever. Totoo yan.
Pero dito bahay mo to no? Now it's your choice again, no? You can deal with this, no?
You can help be part of the solution.
Be part ng kasi kung passive ka lang or what, walang mangyayari talaga rin, no? But you have to play a role somehow.
Kung pwede lang natin i-Xerox machine si Vico Soto. No?
Tenista rin, no?
Kung pwede lang natin siya i-photocopy into 100 times, tapos yun yung ilagay mo sa gobyerno. So anyway, so moving forward, ano ba yung nakalagay dito? Ano ba yung mga bansa na nakawala daw sa middle income trap na pwedeng gayahin naman ng Pilipinas? At ano man yung mga bansang nag-fail, kung meron kang nakikitang gano'n, na dapat natin iwasan yung nangyari sa kanila?
Well, very interesting question. Just to share with you, no, bro, yung dissertation ko kasi about South Korea.
Oh, wow, that's such a... Okay, magandang usapan to.
Yung
Sige.
South Korea is that prime example of a country that we can model on.
Oh, grabe yung pag-skyrocket nila.
Kasi, 1960, kung per capita income yung basehan, lamang pa tayo ng konti sa kanila.
Noong 1960s?
Yes, 1960. Pero,
There was a time.
There was a time, no? But,
Kailangan natin pause na. There was a time na labang ang Pilipinas sa South Korea.
yes, that's true. And the data would show that.
Grabe.
Konti lang naman, But,
I'll take
naangatan
it, bro.
natin
I'll take it. Na masabi ko nang nalamangan natin ng South Korea even for a small time.
But ang Korea, what is wonderful about it, no? And it's a very nice economic lesson. Okay? An abundance of resources does not guarantee an abundance of output. It is how you use your gifts that matters.
Correct.
Now, between Philippines and Korea, less ang endowment yan in terms of natural resources. Okay? And
But they have Blackpink.
tayo rin naman, meron ganun.
Meron tayo, Bini.
We can be like them. We can model after. There's nothing wrong with that, no?
Oo.
But the way they managed kasi yung gifts nila. Like ito, no? Korea, wala namang bakal dun But why are they the leading shipbuilder, no? Okay, now they realize, no? Kasi peninsula siya. Okay. And there's potential, no? To have a maritime industry. And, why can't we build ships, no? Okay, we can import yung steel, but we turn it into something that is of far greater value. They built ships with it, no? And so, kung meron mang labas, mas malaki yung papasok in terms of
Basic
export.
business, basically.
Yes, that's true, no? Oo, no? Now, yung atin, by contrast, no, anong ginagawa ng Pilipinas? No, we're content with yung mga laman loob ng mga gadget. Okay? When we can be making our own gadget, diba?
Exactly.
Kasi yun yung in-export natin, yung mga laman loob. But we import yung gadgets from Korea which command far higher
Bigger
value, no?
prices, oo.
Kaya yun yung maganda about Korea because they really invested in innovation, in technology,
And
in
that's, I think,
education.
where we lack. Parang if you take a look at the investments that we're making, to your point, ano ba yung number one investment in the last year's budget? Infrastructure. Or in the previous budget, di ba?
And,
Dapat nga education
Yun yung nga dyan, but mas malaki pa yung naging ron, di ba?
Oo, parang
allocation.
yun na nga yung legacy ng presidenteng to bigla, di ba? Yung flood control.
Well, there are facts that we can go back to, okay, that would raise yung yung very important questions about how budget is spent.
Correct.
Okay? But the point is ang pinakamahalagang asset ng isang ekonomiya, ang tao.
Exactly.
Wala namang ekonomiya kung walang tao.
Exactly. And alam mo, that's why when the news came out that may backlog tayo ng 100,000 plus classrooms, nakakadurog ng puso Kasi to yung kwento ko sa'yo, di ba, batchmate,
Yes,
schoolmate.
yes.
At least tayong dalawa, alam natin yung impact talaga nung benefit nung dinaanan nating educational system.
Ah, yes.
Na we wouldn't be where we are today if it weren't for the school.
Tough love.
Diba? O banggitin
Tough
na natin,
love.
Ateneo. Alam ko maraming galit sa Ateneo, pero dahil sa nangyari. Pero we wouldn't be who we are if hindi tayo dumaan man, di ba?
Ah, yeah.
And to hear na may backlog na 100,000 plus classrooms, di ba? At a time, at the height ng flood control, nakakadurog talaga ng puso eh.
Yeah.
Investment yun in the next generation.
You know, yung ano rin I'd like to pay tribute also, no? Yung mga naging teacher natin,
Oo.
grade school, high school. Marami sa kanila nag-abroad nga, di ba?
Oo.
No? Magagaling ang
Correct.
naabutan nating teachers.
Teachers.
They are world class.
World class, I agree, 100%.
They were world class. And yun nga, no? Tama yung sinabi mo, no? Kung hindi dahil sa kanila, we wouldn't be molded like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Kaya ako malaki yung utang na loob natin sa kanila.
Oo. Ako more than the academics. There were so many times in my life na ang laking part sa buhay ko yung advice tsaka guidance na binigay nila sa akin. Like kilala mo si Eric Tomas?
Yeah,
Ayun, judo teacher ko yun eh.
Kayo ni na Aubrey. Aubrey
yun.
Gulay, yung
Exactly.
classmate ko.
Oo. So, yun, ang dami nung tinuro sa akin lesson sa buhay na hanggang ngayon dala ko pa rin.
Siya yung English teacher na nagtuturo ng judo, di ba?
Oo.
Tama. Oo, tama.
So, up to today, sometimes I can still remember yung mga tinuro niya.
Shout out, Mr. Tom.
Shout out kay Mr. Tomas, di ba? Tsaka, basta ang dami pa talaga. Every time I think about how grabe yung pagka-mold sa akin as a person, a big part of it really was
Yeah, no, yung education and then it has to really focus. If you are to have a development strategy, it should be focused on human resources.
Are we seeing that happen na now o hindi pa rin?
Well, meron naman siguro, but not as
As much as we want.
much as we'd want. I want to really see more of that. No? Now, may tinatanong ka, what would be an example of what not to become?
Oo.
Well, there is also, if you are to have a concrete example, no, the Argentinian experience, no, na nabaon sa utang at merong tendency for populist policies.
Okay.
So, there's a lesson there. Okay? Now, yun nga. Kasi pag sinabi mong populism, no, you cater to the frustration of people who feel that their needs are being neglected by elites.
Correct. Which I think is slowly starting to bubble more and more now.
Kasi they want immediate relief. I
Yes.
want it now, 'di ba? Recently there was a minimum wage hike of 85 pesos, 'di ba? Now, yun nga lang, 'di ba? From an economic standpoint, no. I'm not saying it's bad, but there are
Repercussions. Oo. In fact,
There are trade-offs.
Tsaka I was talking to several fellow entrepreneurs. So, ang sabi nila sa akin, okay lang naman mag-increase. Saan namin kukunin yung pambayad?
Can you readily absorb it?
Yun yung sabi nila. Saan namin kukunin yung pambayad ng mga yan?
Because yun, you're going to also papatong nyo yan. Ang sasagot niyan yung bibili.
The cost will go up.
And that will
Sure.
become inflationary.
Exactly.
And when people, it's a wage inflation spiral that could potentially happen because when you raise wages, okay, and prices of goods and services go up, people are in turn going to demand higher wages. So it
becomes
feeds
a vicious cycle.
itself eh.
Oo.
Kaya yung yung sinasabi ng central bank, 'di ba, na we want to prevent the anchoring of expectations. Kasi pag ganyan, it feeds into people's expectations eh. Psychology yan, mag-iiba yung behavior mo. Na if you think that prices are going to remain high, you're going to change your behavior. You're going to buy stuff sooner habang mura sila. Okay? You're going to demand higher wages. Okay? And self-fulfilling yan eh, self-reinforcing. Kaya mas mahihirapan ang central bank na i-tame yung inflation pagka deeply entrenched na ang expectations na sinasabi niyan, ano? Now, yung sige, that is an example, di ba, na you want immediate relief, okay, we'll give it, no? But, I'm sorry, I have to be
go
true
ahead.
to my discipline.
Go ahead,
There
go
are
ahead.
going to be costs. there.
Definitely repercussions.
Now, I don't know how it will translate to inflation, Okay? Right now, we're seeing a downtrend, thankfully, no? And other economists saying naman talaga na pababa na siya eh.
Bababa na yan.
Probably, and I'll say this no in your program, no, that second half, we might see a recovery already.
Oh, wow.
There's a good chance, no? Okay? No, God forbid, no? Merong mangyari pang ano, no? But may ano eh, may pag-asa, no? But these things na when you
Take time.
cater to populist policies, no? And yun, Argentina did that. Malaking utang, and then napunta sa populist, no? You know, yung utang kasi hindi naman masama kung napapalago mo ekonomiya mo eh. You have to outgrow your debt. Yun yung
Correct,
sinasabi
exactly.
ng kung uutang ka man, then you put it somewhere that will generate income faster than you incur your debt, no? Na mababayaran mo yan eventually.
With the way the government has been borrowing, and I think palaki ng palaki utang ng Pilipinas through the years, di ba?
Yeah.
Do you think that the money being spent now, ganon yung nangyayari, na nagagastos natin sa mga bagay na mas lumalago pa yung pera?
Yun nga yung naging problem nga eh. Kasi we're seeing, di ba, recently, no? We have not yet met our target since 2022. Yung target ng growth, di ba?
Oo.
They keep moving it around, no? Okay? Oh, pero yun nga, yung talagang naging slowdown leading to this year, di ba? Na we're left in a weekend position na nga, and then this
Oo.
oil crisis happened, which is
Happened pa.
out of our hands.
Going back lang dun sa sinabi mong target, sino nagsaset ng growth targets na yun?
Well, government has, ano, no?
Sila din.
Meron ding ano yan eh. May mga, you know, it's aspirational.
Oo.
We'd want to have that, no? Okay, and ako, syempre, di ba, I support that, no? Kasi gusto ko rin naman na...
At least aggressive yung gobyerno.
Yes. But, yun nga, realistically, they recalibrate kasi,
Almost all the
we have
time.
to be grounded also on reality, di ba? Na kaya yung mga IMF, World Bank, they also modify yung ano nila, no? Yung growth forecasts nila. Okay, kasi they have data na mas ano, no, na sinusundan nila which can change. Pero yung etong aspirational goal na to, okay, hindi naman yan magbabago eh. Pero reactive yan. Pagka may nakita na medyo hindi akma sa realidad, babaguhin natin yan.
Correct.
Oo. Pero yun yung kailangan natin sana, no, na yung growth, yung pag-suspend, sana mapunta sa growth. Well, we have a better job to do there, I think, no? Okay? And nung pandemic kasi, no, if I may point that out, no, yung pandemic really necessitated a lot of spending. Kung uutang ka man, no, kailangan, you need to jumpstart the economy.
Kasi otherwise, wala talaga. Kung sa kangkungan ka na...
Oo, kasi it was an existential threat, a real economic crisis. Both supply, demand mo, apektado
Tinamaan.
eh. Now, we have to keep money, income, goods, and services circulating. Parang katawan ng tao yan, no? Oh, na on life support ka, you have to
To pump blood.
pump blood, yung ano, no? Oxygen, all of these things, no? Now, they had to do that. Now, nung time na nagbago ng administration, okay, they had to clean house na siguro sana, 'di ba? Kasi hindi na pandemic, no? Okay? But the odd thing there was they kept spending as if there were still a
In a
pandemic.
pandemic.
Kaya yung mga ayuda, I think 2022, 2023 na
Hanggang ngayon, madami pa rin. Ayuda pa rin. Ang sagot nila sa lahat ng problema ng Pilipinas, ayuda.
Oo, yun yung ano, no. I mean, I have nothing against yung ganyan, ano, yung pagtulong mo, no. Okay, but is that the best way to spend?
And it's
Scarce resources,
and it looks like it's their primary strategy for almost everything, which is stressful, di ba? If you think about it.
Oh, but what does it really
Sa
nakagawa
bad
ba yan ng
solution,
ano, ng produkto? Nakagawa ba yan ng trabaho?
Exactly. I agree to your point.
Oh,
So,
yun yung mga ano.
I was
things that
talking
we
nga to my friend, parang, ano sila eh, they're one of the bigger venture capitalists in Southeast Asia. Ang kunikwento nila sa Pilipinas, ang nakikita nga daw talaga nilang problema is, kulang daw talaga tayo sa builders, kulang daw tayo sa innovators, kulang daw tayo sa people who have big vision. Yun daw yung nakikita nilang problema.
I think brain drain also would have something to do with it.
Alam mo yung sagot ko sa kanya. Alam mo bakit? Kasi lahat ng mga may ganon, nandiyan na sa Singapore. Nandyan na sa US.
Sadly.
Kung lahat ng mga describe mo na ambitious, innovator, builder Filipinos, I can name you 10 friends that I have who flew out of the Philippines, are now in Singapore, US, Vietnam, like what I was telling you earlier. I have a friend moved this company to, I think, Malaysia and Singapore kasi business is better there. So, yun yung sagot doon. Maraming Pilipinong ganun.
Cost of doing business, no, hindi masakit sa ulo, dealing with the
Umaalis sila ng Pilipinas, di ba? Magaling ang Pilipino, yung problema ng
Oo naman.
kung saan na lang sila pupunta.
Ako, I would stand by that, no. Kasi yun, like I also have classmates, no, who gone abroad, no. And I think, no, they're living a good life na merong very
world-class talent
productive, no. Sister ko also, no, gainfully employed, no, in the States. But yun nga yung Pilipino, world-class tayo.
We just need world-class leadership, if you ask me, di ba? At the end of the day, before we move forward, how do you balance lang yung sa part ng discipline ng pagiging economist na kailangan natin magtimpe sa pagbibigay na, kunyari, yung mga wage increase na yan. At the same time, knowing na yung, kunyari, yung inflation has cut yung peso power ng average worker dramatically for the last few years. So how do you balance that?
Well,
ano yung tamang timpla?
yung economist kasi yung training niyan, kaya when you listen, di ba, to an economist, the central bank governor is a perfect example. On the one hand, on the other hand. Ganun lagi yung discipline doon. You look at costs and benefits, the trade-offs, okay, everything that you can possibly consider.
You consider?
Mo yan, you state that, no? And you make your assessment. And wala dapat dyan, color, walang emotion. Actually nga, yun yung the more I asked my classmate, no? Shout out Dr. Orlina, no? Who read that post that how did you find it, doc? Doctor yun he's a surgeon in UST. I found it very clinical and dry. Which is good.
Which is good, sabi niya.
Which is good. Kasi yung mga iba, rage bait, you, appeal to emotion, hindi yun yung trabaho ko. I want to, the more clinical and dry and boring it sounds,
the better it is.
The better, because that's probably closer to the truth.
Ay, ang ganda. Ang ganda na pagkasabi doon.
That's the discipline of an economist. Kaya yun yung, even undergrads, that's what I tell them, na ganyan ang natin, ganyan ang pinasok nyo.
Mundo na pinapasok ninyo.
Diba? And you take a close look at how economic managers speak, how the central bank governor speaks. Very, well, you might call it boring, but, very calm and sedate. And, yung emotions kasi volatile But we come from a position of rationality. Voice of logic ka dapat. You have to be an anchor.
Otherwise, it might go all the way the other side.
Of sobriety. Kaya that's what we try to do as economists.
Okay. So do you feel like, for example, yung economic managers that we have, for example, si E.S. Recto, diba, who's not the most popular person in the country right now, do you think na they've been doing a good job in trying to be that voice of sobriety?
Yung naman kasi, if you're in the government, naturally your role would be cheerleader for government's efforts to manage the economy.
Correct.
And that's understandable, no? Trabaho nila yun
Correct.
Diba? And I think, all told, and ako, siguro, if I may allow myself to let my biases slip for a moment, idol ko yung mga yan. Yung si Secretary Balisacan, Governor Remolona.
Sa BSP.
Mga idol ko yung mga yan. Kasi I grew up, nung nagre-research ako, dissertation ko, Balisacan and MAPA. Ang paper na pinagbasihan nun. Okay? Na as academics, as intellectuals, I have utmost respect for them. And I think they're doing the best that they can in the capacity that they have. Okay? Kasi delicate balancing act nga naman to. Diba? And they have to do yung ano nila, no, yung trabaho nila, no. And sinasabi naman ni Secretary Balisacan, kaya it's very to that point, no, sober, balanced for me, kasi sinasabi na may income disparities pa rin naman talaga. We have a long way to go, no. Kaya we have to improve on governance, on corruption, because that really weighed us down.
Correct.
And hindi naman siya nagsisinungaling doon. And you know, any person with a reasonable mind would tell you na meron talagang naging effect
Ang corruption
ang
tsaka ganun.
ang mga naging ano na yun.
To your point, I don't think there are a lot of people who will question sila Balisacan tsaka lalo na yung BSP governor. It's more like, for example, nung in-announce yan, I'll try to recall exactly what I said. Parang,
Yeah.
ano ba yun? Parang it was a validation of our economic strength. Pero they made it sound so big. They made it sound so, parang, nandito na tayo, nakarating na tayo finally. Tapos parang to the point na, so, ano mangyari?
Well, you know, if I were in their shoes, I'd probably do the same. I'm not gonna lie. Kasi syempre, it's a big achievement if you are someone really, you know, tasked to
try
manage
get
the
there.
economy.
Okay, sige,
and
fair
ano
point,
nila
fair
yun.
point. Okay, sige, pare.
Yeah, i-hype mo talaga yan.
Oo.
no? Okay? But, you know, someone has to say also out loud, publicly, which is what I tried to do, trabaho ko lang naman. You know? That we have to temper also, no, yung expectations natin with that. No?
Oo.
Because with great power comes great responsibility.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
coming out July 29. Ayan.
Those are two sides of the same coin. That's also something that economists will tell you. There are always two sides to the same coin. There is no free lunch.
Correct. Sabi nga nila.
Oh, 'di ba? Oh, for every benefit that you enjoy, there will be a cost to bear.
Correct.
You want a higher wage? Yes, no, we can give that to you. We can legislate it.
But it will turn into higher costs.
Who will foot the bill? Oh,
Kayo din.
kayo din yan, 'di ba? Oh. Kaya yun yung ano diyan, ano. Yung econ. Yun yung wisdom ng ano niya.
Yung bilog na sinasabi mo kanina. So anyway, so moving forward, kung ikaw ang tatanungin, ano ang nag-iisang structural reform or batas na dapat unahin ng gobyerno bukas na bukas? Ibig sabihin, if there's one major reform that you feel like the government should prioritize para hindi masayang tong upper income middle status natin.
Ako kasi maraming lessons from this recent energy crisis. That yun nga, no, we're import dependent.
Correct.
And much of what we import, production inputs, lalong-lalo na langis, di ba? And when something beyond us, no, happened, beyond our control, di ba? We are left scrambling, no?
Correct.
Saan natin kukunin yung mga buffer, etc., no? We could have diversified yung sources natin long ago. Okay? Yung ano ko dyan, tingin ko really, probably yung reform would be in that sector. Okay? Probably yung ano, no, introduce more competition therein. Okay? And aggressively pursue modernization of that sector.
When you're saying the
Okay.
sector, energy tsaka oil.
Energy and electricity.
Do you think si ERC is not doing enough to promote yung competition na kailangan?
Well, yun nga. Maraming ano, no, assessments about how they're doing. Okay? But you be the judge, no? I mean, ako, yung kuryente namin dumoble. So,
Ako alam mo, ako double whammy palagi. Pag-uwi, dating ng Meralcoville, di ba? Pagdating ko dito, yung bill ng kuryente ng tindahan or yung bill ng kuryente ng office na, triple whammy pala.
I leave it to you, no? Because makikita mo naman, breakdown noon. Saan ang galing yung breakdown na yun?
Ang sakit talaga ng kuryente.
Oo, no? But it's, you know, why do I focus on that? Because one lesson that we have learned from this experience, maraming matatahi dyan. Okay? Transport, food production,
Lahat
small
talaga.
businesses.
Oo, small and big businesses.
no?
Kahit anong,
Kuryente.
tsaka kahit ano ka, mayaman, mahirap, mararamdaman mo yan.
Kaya malulumpo ekonomiya mo, no? Kung yung sektor na yan, diba? Kaya yan, I think that's crucial, no? I say that because, yun nga, no? It's something recent and it's a hard lesson for us, no? Na sana kung, to that question na ano yung pwede natin gawin agad-agad. Prioritize natin yun, yung introduce more competition, investments therein, modernize it. No?
And do you think having that impact in that, kahit a singular focus on that particular space would be enough to translate to a lot of benefits for the everyday Filipino?
I think so. Kasi lahat tayo gumagamit ng kuryente.
Correct.
Lahat tayo gumagamit ng langis, ng gasoline, we travel, we have to move around. So, itong sektor na to, nakatahiyan sa
Lahat,
rest of the economy. So, it's, yung linkages niya nga kung tawagin, very wide. In fact, lahat naman link dyan talaga. Totoo lang. Kaya yun yung minamanage ka ng Central Bank kasi yung sinasabi niyang second round effects, hindi naman nila inaasahan na yung pagtaas ng presyo ng langis would quickly translate to or pass through dun sa mga other sectors, no? Yun yung data na nakita nila, and they made that call, no, that we raise the interest rate to cool down inflation. And they did that recently, no? They hiked 25 basis points, diba? So, I don't know what their stance will be next month. Kasi August, there will be another monetary board meeting, no? But in light of yung trend na to, they're seeing, no, 6.4% from 6.8, from 7.2.
Na bumababa.
I don't know if they might maintain it or lower it, no, probably not yet lower. Okay? But maintain siguro. Kasi yun nga, no, they were hinting, no, na may room pa to raise the rate, but merong lesson yung sa Filipino nung high school, yung narinig ko na hindi porke pwede ay dapat. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, no? Kasi again, trade-offs.
Correct.
You can tame inflation, but you might risk slowing down the economy further. Kasi yun naman yung sinasabi ko na ang goal natin to keep economic growth low but positive, but not in recessionary territory. Kasi kung overdone yung you're using a tool, itong ginagawa ng central bank, it's a tool for demand side.
Correct.
When your problem is supply side, it's external to you. And buti na lang, no, yung recent deceleration, ang good news sa kanya, no, driven by lower electricity and food prices. Yeah, if that's a good sign, yes, I think it is, and I pray that we'll be able to
Tumuloy-tuloy na yan.
sustain it, no, na medyo malabo. We'll get to the target this year. Alam mo naman ng central bank yun, but over time siguro, no, na ma-anchor ulit yung expectations natin that babalik sa target range yan over time. And I think this is welcome news, no, yung latest na development, no. Although mataas pa rin siya, but the pattern, the trend is quite encouraging.
Encouraging. It's good to know na despite everything na pinagdaanan ng Pilipinas so far, na there are still a lot of data points that give you optimism.
Meron pa rin. Oo naman. Meron pa rin optimism pa rin. And yun nga, kasi pag again that word, no, discipline.
Correct.
Pag may data ka, no, you have to be disciplined, no, in using your data, in interpreting it, no, and in making decisions using yung data na yun. And central bank is, the prime example, no, of what that discipline looks like, no, na you strip away all of the noise, politically, emotionally.
What's the best way to manage it?
Ano yung natin, nakikita natin, may mga measures yan, no, cold hard data, and you use your logic and strip away all of the noise. Kaya yun yung prime example, no, of yung ginagawa ng mga ekonomista, no, whom I have utmost respect for.
And I'm sure the next generation of economists that learn under you will eventually, hopefully,
sana
carry the
hindi pa
torch.
bagets pa naman. Bagets
nga.
pa naman, no? Pero, yeah, but that's true. You know, we welcome our birthday this month.
44.
Oo, no? And that's a milestone. That's
Yes,
a
it
milestone,
is.
no?
One more year, 45. GG.
Oo, di ba? Oh, but that's a milestone eh. But, you know, that's what I tell my students, no? Who are now, no, half my age. They're 20, 21. Okay? Sabi ko, probably, ngayon, no, sa age kong to, no, and my contemporaries, no, you yourself included, no, we are probably at the prime of our lives
Yes.
now. Okay?
I agree.
But yung Ambition 2040, no, pa-retire na kami nun. And it will be your prime.
Correct.
So what will you be doing for the country? And I hope, no, that kahit papano, warts and all, no, mahalin niyo itong bansang to because this is
The only country you have.
Ours.
Oh, sa atin to eh. Ako sobrang agree sa'yo na sometimes, I can't say that it's all countries, but I know a lot of people when they migrate, they really feel like, alam mo yun, second class sila.
they want to retire here.
Dito pa rin.
They
Tsaka
want
dami
to
ng foreigner gusto dito mag-retire, di ba?
which has potential if you are a businessman.
Correct. Ang daming negosyo doon na pwedeng gawin. But to your point, no, siguro challenge din to the same people who are listening, who are part of our generation. Hindi pa tapos yung laban eh. Di ba? We're in at our prime. The challenge is, what do we do now? When we
Yeah.
are at our prime. In the same way na we challenge the next generation at 2040, you guys will pick up the torch.
Generational thing eh.
Oo.
You know, even yung ano, no, in my profession, in my work, yung senior faculty, mga colleagues ko, no, were not just my colleagues, they're my friends, they're my teachers, no? And I love them very much. Okay? But they tell me, no, na someday you will have to take the lead, no, and build the way for yung ano, no, next na generation, no. Na tayo, ganun din eh. It's a generational thing, no. I mean, right now, no, I enjoy yung presence ng mga idols, no. Dr. Shelito Habito, ayan,
Correct.
idol ko yan, dahil naging teacher ko rin yan. Dr. Yung mga Sulita Monson,
Oo naman.
Bernardo Villegas, no?
Correct.
But, you know, the reality is, they are, you know,
At a
they
certain
are
age.
at a certain age na, no, na it's time someone will, ano, no, step up. And that's the challenge for us.
Oh, correct.
Oo.
Now, how
And,
we embrace the challenge.
Ako, humbly, diba? Ito yung napili kong ano eh. I never really imagined being a teacher because I came from the banking world.
Correct.
But, you know, one of the nice things that in-advise sa akin, no, while studying, diba? Because I was having qualms then, ano, tuloy ko pa ba to or do I look for a higher paying job, go back to banking?
Correct.
But, ang sabi lang sa akin, ano, dalawang tao yun eh, nag-advise sa akin. Yung isa sabi niya, bloom where you are planted.
Okay.
Kasi nagda-doubt na ako noon kung matatapos ko ba tong program, pag-aaral ko na.
Ganda na, bloom where you are planted.
Oh. And true enough, no, this is my 11th year of teaching.
Oh, wow, tagal na pala.
Tagal na, di ba? But yun, hindi ko nga rin namalayan. Ganun na pala ako katagal.
Nabigyan ka na ng 10-year award.
May plaque na ako. Oo. And then, meron yung isa pa, sabi niya, you know, if you want to go into back to banking, it's not going anywhere.
Oo, pwede mong
Banking
balikan
will
yun
always be
anytime.
there.
Oo.
But the window to finish your schooling, your PhD, your doctorate, there only is a shelf life for it. Sa buhay mo, ito lang window. Now, gagamitin mo ba yon or babalik ka ba na ano? And you know, the rest is history. I think God spoke to me through those people.
Well, it's good.
And sana ganun din tayo with the next generation that
Correct.
will, you know, God speaks to them through us. Na mahalin yung bansang to kahit papano, no? Warts and all.
Correct.
But
Kasi it's the only country we have. Diba?
we cannot afford to be indifferent and, you know, kailangan din talaga may, ano kayo, kahit papano palabang kayo. Kung ano yung tama, diba?
Correct.
If it's corrupt, if it's bad, say it, diba?
No, lalo na if you're accorded alam mo yun, education that's a little bit more privileged compared to others, di ba?
Ayun na nga eh, 'di ba? Ikaw nga may privilege na makapag-aral diyan, ano?
Ikaw pa yung tahimik.
Ikaw pa yung mahina, ikaw
Correct.
pa yung ano. You know, it again comes with expectations.
Correct. And that's a call I think that we should make to everyone listening today. Di ba? Na lalong-lalo na yung mga dumaan sa parehong eskwelahan. Okay, with that said, brother, maraming salamat.
Thank
We
you,
appreciate
Carlo,
you. And we hope to have you back again soon. No? So if you guys wanna follow, can I lagay ko na yung link ng Facebook mo? Gusto mo ba ng followers?
Hindi naman ako but you know, they naturally come. I
Okay,
don't have
so
to.
I'll link down to his Facebook page. You guys can follow him if you want to read more of his, ano yun? Clinical dry,
Clinical and very dry and boring.
but very true. And said, closest to the truth.
Yan ang sabi ng friend ko, na doktor.
Na gusto
The
natin.
more boring and clinical it sounds, the closer it is to the truth.
The truth. Okay, with that said, brother, again, maraming salamat and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.